Alright, once you've logged into the site, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a color attribute so that we can create a product with that color. So I'm going to go to Products, Attributes. I'm going to do color 123. Oops, not in here, sorry. Excuse me, we're going to click color. And now we're going to add a new color on the left here. So I'll do color 123. We'll do a color swatch. And I'm going to pick a fuchsia for the color. And I'm just going to add new color. So we'll see it showed up here for a second. The page reloaded, so if I scroll down, we'll see color 123 is here. So we're good and it's set up. The current quantity is 0, so that means no product has been assigned to it, and that means that the color will not show up in Momentis. So next thing we're going to do is go to Products. We're going to duplicate a previous product, so I'm going to click Duplicate there. Okay, so we'll see that it says copy at the top, so we know that this is a duplicate. So I'm going to scroll down. Usually your product data will already be set to variable product. There are some times where the website loads slower and it will be set to simple product first. In this case, you'll see that 2 tabs disappeared. One of those tabs is a variations tab. So if I go back to variable product, you'll notice this popped up. So first thing you want to do is set the Momentis style ID. We're just going to reuse the same one for this snake, what is it called? The snake master's ankle pant. Your style 2 ID, I assume is SW. Actually, with that. So that's all we need here. Inventory, your SKU is fine. It has -1 at the end because it's a duplicate. We do want to check the enable stock management at product level. That means that the variations we can change it. Stock quantity, that doesn't matter what's set there. And that's it we need to do for this one. Shipping, weight is 0.5, dimensions is 10 by 10 by 2. The shipping class is free shipping. Link products we're not currently using, so you don't have to worry about that. Attributes. So here, usually you'll have things already pre-filled out. If you don't, you would click this drop-down menu and you would add whatever is missing. In this case, fabric doesn't need to be shown because we're going to be adding that and editing that somewhere else. So if it's already filled out, don't worry about it. Don't have to change it. Care, it's the text. You don't need to do this again because that'll be added somewhere else. Size, you do need to make sure these are set. So as you guys learned already, you can add more sizes as long as they're within the standard sizes. So if this product only had 6, 8, 10, that would be fine. So I'm going to do this size range just for the example, but you wouldn't normally have it, these ones specifically. So user variations needs to be, make sure it's checked. And now for color. We already have a color selected, but we want to do a new color, which would be color 123, which I added here. We want to use for variations, and we're going to save attributes. Things take a little bit longer for me to update because I'm accessing this from Australia. Alright, so it's been saved. So now we're going to go to variations. These ones here, we already had some added, so what I'm going to do is just delete all variations. And click OK. OK again. And now we have none here. Perfect. So I'm going to click this drop down and then create variations from all attributes. And just click OK. Six variations were added, which makes sense because I had removed some of the styles, or some of the sizes. So we started 6 to 16. So what I'm going to do right off the bat is I'm going to set the regular prices. At the moment, the prices are set to 0. Actually, I'll just show you here. You'll see it says in brackets here that it's required. So I'm going to set all the regular prices to 1,000 while we're setting things up. If you haven't yet saved the page, sometimes it'll tell you, do you wish to save the page first? Click yes or okay. So now if I open this up again, we'll see that the regular price is 1,000 and each one has been set to 1,000. So I want to upload an image. If I were to search for this style code, usually an image would show up, but I don't believe the images were named that way this time. So I see that they're the most recent. I'm just going to select it and check it. So set variation image. We want to make sure everything else is set correctly. So the one thing we're missing here is we need to check the manage stock button. So because I know all of them are going to be empty, the checkbox won't have been checked yet. We can just look through it really quickly. I'm just going to use the drop down menu here and say toggle enabled, no there, where is it? Toggle manage stock. So I'm going to click that and click go. And this is where it says save changes before changing page. That's okay, so click OK. Alright, so it should be updated. Yeah, so now this checkbox is checked. You don't necessarily need to use this toggle, but when you have like 20 or more variations you have to do, it'll save you time to just click manage stock. The Momentis style to ID, we don't necessarily need to set. I don't think you need to for this style anyways, but if ever you do need to, this would be where you would do it. So that tab is done. Advanced, we don't want to enable reviews, so we uncheck that. And the custom tabs, this is manually or automatically set using the plugin, so don't worry about setting this. If it's already filled out with text, it's okay, it'll be updated later. And we don't have to do anything on the swatches tab. So last thing we have left to do would be to set the product image. In this case, they're already the right ones, so I'm just going to leave it as is. And product categories, you could go into here as well and edit them. But I see that you guys have already done that, so it should be okay. So now I'm going to click publish. You wouldn't normally have to refresh the page, but the server seems to be a little slow and having issues at the moment. So we're going to go back to the products to make sure that's showing up as published. Alright, date is published. It's still a copy, that's fine. So if I click view, I'm just going to open it in a new tab. The size, all the sizes are here, and the color is here. So if I were to do this and add to cart, it should show up, but we haven't updated the plugin yet to find out what the stock is. So that's it for that one. So now we need to make sure that Momentis is actually seeing the color. And it was important that we publish the picture or the product first with the actual color ID, or else it will not show up in the integration of Momentis. So what I'm going to do is edit a file in Momentis. This is my FTP accessing the files of the server. Whatever Sergey is going to be using, that's fine as well. I'm just using WinSCP, which isn't available on a Mac. So I'd go to WP content, go into plugins. I would scroll down to WC Momentis 17 plugin territory, double click that, and I would edit plugin. So if I scroll down to here, we'd see a bunch of the colors that have been added. So I'm just going to copy the last one. I'm going to put, I'm just going to copy the blue snake ID so we can actually get the information. And the name, I'm going to say the color 123, just so I know which one it is. And all I do is save it here. And it would be saving to the server right away. However you guys handle it, that's fine. If you want to download it and upload it, that's okay. So now, if I were to go to settings, Momentis integration, I'd scroll down, and I should see color 123, and I would select the color, the Momentis color ID, which in this case I would do the BSJ color 123, and then I would click save changes. And then we'd be good to go. That's all we have to do for adding variations. And I will show this part just in case we ever have to do it. If I want to force Momentis to check the stock quicker than what it's currently doing, you would navigate down to the bottom to the cron manager. And I'd want to do these checkboxes and delete everything related to WC Momentis. I don't actually want to do it now because there are issues going on with incorrect stuff, but you would just check these things here and then you would delete selected. That would force it to run in about a minute or so. And then hopefully you'd be able to see things that are happening. If things are wrong, if there are issues, you would be getting emails like this, if you can see my email right now, where I have at least 1,000 emails of errors of the stuff that's been added. So for example, at the moment, I'm getting error messages about style ID B5002. It's not finding it in swing control. And I'm going to look through that now and figure out what's happening.